We right here with Mon Jones, Luke breaking the chains, 10 times better. Said we right here at Ben Franklin School.
Like Brother Lau was telling you how important your education is.
And we're talking about education.
Very important, and you should.
It's a life lesson.
I think it's very positive when he's doing the more cheddar. What is it? Read better for the cheddar. You know, he gives you money to read. What reading can do is a fundamental, and it can expand and put things into your mind and give you imagination to make your imagination grow. So with that, I just want y'all to pay attention. This is on education. In order to be competitive and competent and productive, we must continue to learn throughout our lives. Everybody get what that means? Nobody saying it. Everybody get what that means. All right. In order to be competitive, y'all play basketball, so that's when you compete on the court, so that's being competitive. But you want to be competitive on every level, not just on the basketball court. If somebody's getting straight A's in math, you want to say, man, I'm getting an A+ in math. You want to be competitive in that classroom. Because it's going to get education, it's going to take you further. This is what I tell my son. How many educations you get? Everybody else, how many educations y'all get? One. Now, how many educations you get? 2. Tell me both of them.
One you get taught and one you teach yourself.
Speak up so they can hear you.
One you get taught and one you teach yourself.
All right. Now, y'all understand that? See, one in the classroom that the school system is giving y'all, which brings me to the next paragraph. In all probability, you did not learn anything in school about how to accumulate great wealth, how to develop a positive mental attitude, or how to make your dreams come true. See, they're not teaching you this stuff in school. That what we try to give you, you ain't gonna learn it in no books. Because we walk this thing out here, like the brother just told y'all. We walk this thing. And we wouldn't be standing here today if we didn't try to change our lives and do better. We all had some mishaps. But we got another education, and the one that they didn't give us in school, they didn't prepare us what was going to be next when we walked off the stage. I walked off the stage and walked right into some handcuffs. And that's real. I had football dreams, basketball dreams, boxing dreams. You know, I had a bunch of kids. So you got to pay attention when we trying to give y'all these lessons. Everything that we do is for y'all. We having meetings and meeting with groups and police officers and everything to make it better for y'all. So y'all have to go through what we went through. So as I continue, while education systems fail to teach people things so that they can live better, it is up to us as parents to give our children the skills and the necessities that they need in order for them to be able to succeed at the highest level. So what we try to do, what you need to pay attention to in school is your punctuation, which is your grammar, your spelling, your comprehension. Your comprehension is how you understand what it is that you're reading. You know, you want to have your vocabulary together so you can have an intellectual conversation with someone. When you're talking to them, at a job interview, you can't be sitting down slouching and stuff like that. It's not only a job interview, but if you want to create your own business, as you look around here today, we all are entrepreneurs. Who knows what an entrepreneur is? What's an entrepreneur?
A person who will know business.
All right. So now you got to have an education to be an entrepreneur, right? Mm-hmm. So most of us had to get our education things back together. Me, I'm a book rat. I hated reading in school. Hated it. Wouldn't pick up a book for nothing. It's the saying about us that if you want to hide something from black people, you put it in a book. That's what they say. And I made it true. Not today though. I don't watch TV, man. I don't watch TV. All I do is study. You know why? Because I want to have education. I want to learn. I'm hungry for knowledge. When I read these books, my imagination takes me out of the poverty that I see around here. You know what I'm saying? It takes me out of the stress that I may be feeling under the things that I'm going through in my life. You know, I love to read now, so you should love to read because you'll have education. and your education can take you further than these sports can take you any day of the week. Look at most of the athletes that some of you guys like. They left school to go play basketball. But what happens when you blow a knee or you blow an ankle? Now the contract is cut, all your endorsements are severed, and you back in the hood, patting the basketball, saying, man, I used to be cold. But you don't have nothing. You don't have nothing to give yourself. You may have some babies by this time, because during the time you was a star, the women is gonna come, you're gonna have babies, then they got a place called domestic relations that hunt people like y'all. Take you away from your family, to break families up, because you lack this. You go into the court systems, you don't understand law. The law is written in the Latin language. You have no idea what it means, so you go get an attorney. Then you put all your trust into this attorney. But if you knew law yourself, your attorney works for you, but he's telling you what he's going to do for you. But you could tell him what you want him to do for you. That's how that's supposed to work. So when you finish reading this, right, you look down. It says the gift of knowledge is the greatest charity. This is free what we're giving y'all. This knowledge is free. But look where the class reunion's at. Who can tell me what that is on this paper?
Prison.
Woo! Class of 1968. Now how many of y'all want to have y'all class reunions there in this penitentiary? Don't nobody, you sure? I know we got some gangsters in here. No gangsters? You carry guns, man? Come here, man. I think you got a gun. You don't got no gun? Sure you ain't gonna carry one, are you? You are? You better not carry no gun, man. That's not good. But the class reunion is in the penitentiary, a place where we all, your mentors right here, share. Tough place to survive. We showed y'all film last week. You know, it can have a very horrible mental effect on you. And some of us have been traumatized already from the things that we saw just in the community. Some of you kids can tell me some of the drug stories that y'all see. How many people seen people use drugs? Show our hands. That's a traumatization for you young brothers. Y'all shouldn't have to see nothing like that. But you should know about it. But you shouldn't have to see nobody using it. Well, if you do see them using it, you see how the reaction, that person can be just nice and calm, just how you sitting down, right? But when they get on that drug, what happens? Can somebody tell me what happens? What happens?
They get hot.
Well, how do they act? How do they act? That's a good one.
Crazy.
They start hallucinating and stuff.
They can't control themselves.
Now that changes, you go, what you got? Obnoxious, great word. Can you spell it?
Their eyes start turning red.
That's right, you get all types of these effects. Now you think you can play sports under these conditions? Huh? You think you can learn anything under these conditions? So if I'm walking around dizzy high and my eyes closed, what can happen to me? I can walk into the middle of the street, get hit by a car, I can get robbed, anything can happen. So these are the things that we want to instill in your minds. Because Proverbs 22:6 says,
Train a child up in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
this is why we planting this seed. So how many educations do y'all get?
1, 2.
Woo! You get 2 of them. One someone teaches you, the other one you're going to teach yourself. And what I mean by that, after school, everybody's not going to go to college. Don't be stuck on it, you got to go to a D1 school or this, that, and the third. I didn't go to college. My IQ level was very high. Meaning I can comprehend, I can read something and get it just like that and reiterate it back to you like it's nothing, like it's water. Because I trained my brain to do this. I ain't on the social media networks looking at the dumb stuff all on the YouTubes and World Hip Hop's, what is it, World Star Hip Hop and all that crap. You gotta put something else in your mind. This is what's important for you. You gotta put something else in your mind. These love the hip hop, all these empire shows, that's crap. Get yourself out of your condition, out of the situation that you may be in. Because we all struggle. So if you want to change your living conditions, you got to change your mindset. And by doing that, you have to focus. You only spend several hours in school a day. Get that education, get the lesson, then you can come play. Now, I told y'all I wasn't going to keep y'all that long, but I just wanted y'all to get this, man. These seeds that we're planting in your head today will grow and blossom into beautiful things as you grow older.
Yeah, it's hanging up.
As you grow older. So,
You had your hand up?
you had your hand up? What did you want to say? Go ahead, you can't say nothing wrong here, man.
I forgot.
What did you want to say?
How do you know what's television? But you said that you don't watch television.
How do I know what's on television? Because I don't watch. I got children too. It was one of my sons right here. This is one of my sons right here. He's 16 years old in 11th grade.
16.
Yeah. So, but the way I know about it, because TV's on in the house, just because it's on don't mean I watch it. See, these things are, you know what a program is? I'm gonna give y'all this real quick and I'm gonna let you go. You know what a program is? What's a program? Huh? Not so much. Come on, one of you older guys, y'all know what a program is, right? Like a TV show. Like Martin Lawrence is a TV program.
A network.
Right? It's a program. Now, I'm going to tell you what that means when you hear that. Let's say you're riding in the car with your mom or your uncle or somebody, and you hear a country western song on the radio. Wait a minute. How many of y'all like country western music? I don't know if I like country western. What's wrong with y'all? All right, let's use this one. Because y'all like, how many of y'all like Meek Mills? Man.
Jeez.
Now, when this song first comes out, though, you don't know the words to it, do you? What happens? You keep listening to it, you keep hearing it, it's being programmed in your mind. So you know these rap lyrics word for word. But when it comes to schoolwork,
you ain't programming.
You don't know nothing.
You ain't programming.
So you got to program this work that y'all trying to get in school so you will have an education. See, these programs that you see, these TV programs that you see on TV are programming things in your mind to do foolishness out in the streets. What you see on TV, some of y'all act out. How do you know to wear the new J's and things like that? How do you know to wear the phones? Because you're watching TV in the commercial. On TV, ain't nothing but commercials.
That Ben Franklin, Luke B&G, breaking the change, 10 times better, said, Drama TV27.
Majority, most of it.
We get ready to go on.
So we just want y'all to use your brain and continue to think. Now with these worksheets right here,
it's Drama TV27. We're going to step off in a few minutes. And they're going to go into their activity piece.
Whatever your thoughts may be, leave them at the bottom. Write them where
Drama
it says notes.
Drama TV27, we're out.
What we've discussed today,
for all you viewers.
and the things that you heard, whatever may be on your mind, and